Welcome to Course 4, Foundation, Certified Supply Chain Professional, CSCP, course, by SPAO Academy. Topic 2, Global Supply Chain Networks, Section 10, The SCOR Model, Lesson 1, Introduction to SCOR. Introduction to the SCOR Model. Welcome to the world of supply chain management. As you've learned, supply chains can be incredibly complex, involving dozens of steps, multiple companies, and a constant flow of information and goods. But how do we make sense of all this complexity? How do companies measure their performance and find ways to improve? This is where the SCOR model comes in. Think of the SCOR model as a universal language and a blueprint for understanding and improving supply chains. Just as a chef needs a standardized recipe to create a consistent dish, supply chain professionals need a standardized model to build and manage effective supply chains. 1. What is the SCOR model? SCOR stands for Supply Chain Operations Reference Model. It was developed in 1996 by the Supply Chain Council, now part of the Association for Supply Chain Management, or ASCM, to help companies describe, clearly articulate their supply chain processes, measure, quantify their performance using standard metrics, analyze, compare their performance against competitors or industry best practices, benchmarking, improve, identify weaknesses and implement changes to become more efficient and effective. In essence, the SCOR model is a diagnostic, analytical, and benchmarking tool for supply chain management. It provides a framework that links business processes, metrics, best practices, and technology into a unified structure. 2. Why is the SCOR model important? The why, for a beginner, it's crucial to understand why this model is so widely used. Here are its key benefits. Common language. It provides a standard set of definitions for supply chain processes. This means a professional in a manufacturing company in the US can communicate precisely with a logistics partner in Europe about source or deliver processes without confusion. Holistic view. It breaks down the entire supply chain into manageable pieces, allowing companies to see how each part connects and affects the others. It prevents them from focusing on one area, like manufacturing, and ignoring another, like delivery, that might be causing problems. Performance measurement. The model comes with a predefined list of performance indicators, metrics. This allows a company to objectively measure how well they are doing in areas like reliability, responsiveness, and cost. Best practice sharing. It provides a catalog of industry-proven best practices. If a company's metrics show a weakness, they can look to the model for recommended strategies and technologies to address it. Benchmarking. Companies can use the SCOR model to compare their performance against others in their industry, helping them set realistic and competitive goals. 3. The 4 pillars of the SCOR model. The SCOR model is built on 4 key elements that work together. Processes, the what, this is the core of the model. It defines the specific building blocks used to describe any supply chain. We'll dive into these in the next lesson. Metrics, the how, these are the performance standards used to measure the success of the processes. They help answer questions like, how reliable is our delivery? Or, how much does it cost to produce this product? Best practices, the way, these are the unique ways to manage processes that lead to better performance. They represent the current industry standard methods for achieving a goal. For example, a best practice for warehousing might be cross-docking. Skills, the people, this element focuses on the human aspect. It defines the skills, experience, and training required to perform supply chain tasks effectively. It connects the processes to the people who execute them. Think of these 4 pillars as the legs of a table. If one is weak or missing, the entire structure of your supply chain management efforts becomes unstable. 4. The core management processes. The heart of the SCOR model is its focus on 5 core management processes. This is the fundamental framework you will use to map any supply chain. They are: plan. This is the brain of the operation. It involves balancing demand and supply to create a course of action that best meets the requirements of sourcing, production, and delivery. This includes demand forecasting, production planning, and inventory planning. Source. This is the procurement of goods and services. It involves getting the materials, parts, or finished products needed to execute the plan. This includes selecting suppliers, managing contracts, and receiving shipments. Make. This is the transformation process. It involves converting raw materials or components into the finished product that the customer wants. This includes manufacturing, assembling, packaging, and testing. Deliver. This is getting the product to the customer. It involves order management, transportation management, and distribution management. This includes taking customer orders, picking and packing goods, and shipping them. Return. This is the reverse flow of goods. It involves handling any returns from the customer, whether they are defective, unwanted, or need repair. This is also known as reverse logistics. A simple analogy: making a pizza. Let's connect these processes to something familiar. Making a pizza for a customer. Plan. You check your pantry to see what ingredients you have, decide what kind of pizza to make, and figure out how long it will take. Source. You go to the grocery store to buy the cheese, sauce, pepperoni, and dough that you don't already have. Make. You come home, preheat the oven, assemble the pizza by spreading the sauce, sprinkling the cheese, and adding the pepperoni, and then you bake it. Deliver. You take the hot, cooked pizza out of the oven, put it on a plate, and bring it to the table for the customer, or yourself. Return. Imagine the pizza is burnt. The customer would bring it back to the kitchen. You would apologize, throw the burnt pizza away, and start the process again to make a new one. 5. What's next? This lesson has given you a high-level introduction. The SCOR model is a powerful tool that you can use throughout your career in supply chain management. In our next lesson, we will take a much deeper dive into the 5 core management processes: plan, source, make, deliver, return, and explore how they are broken down into further detail. You'll see how these simple building blocks can be combined to describe even the most complex, global supply chain network. I really appreciate you spending your time with me today. If you want to learn more, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Your like means the world to us and helps this channel grow so we can continue bringing you great content. Thanks again, and see you on the next video.